Oh, I barely changed. Oh my god. I looked almost the exact same as I did a year ago. No, I don't like this. I don't like this. I looked the exact same. Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright, let's see the beginning of this video.
Hello everyone. This is Michael, or Mikado as you may call me.
What's up with the hair flip? What?
What did
I adjust my hair? I'm sorry, but what the hell was that? Hold on, let's see that again.
Or Mikado as you may call me, and welcome to Umineko no Naku Horny. So basically, this is the game.
Oh my god, I barely changed appearance-wise. Oh my god.
So without further ado, let's go ahead and press start.
Oh my god.
Welcome to Rokenjima. Begin a new game. Suspended games can also be resumed from here. Alright.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I don't like that.
I'm not gonna watch this full video. I just want to see the beginning of this video. I just want to see the beginning of this, but I'm not gonna watch the full video.
Legend of the Golden Witch.
Oh my god.
Welcome to Rokenjima.
This seems so awkward.
Her heartfelt
oh my god.
Please, take it easy.
I hardly watch old videos myself because of how awkward I was back then. I mean, I'm probably gonna say the same thing a year from now while watching this video, probably. But holy crap. Yeah, I'm talking over myself, I'm sorry. You can watch this video! You can watch this video if you want to hear what I'm saying right here. Oh my god.
There's no going back once I press episode 1, so...
Yes, there is no going back. There is no going back.
Within Kishi's world.
Ah! Wait, what the hell did I say? What did I say?
For another adventure within Kishi's world.
Oh my god! I'm so sorry, Kishi.
Oh man, I'm really excited.
Ryu Kishi. Did I say Ryu Kishi? Oh my god, I'm sorry, Kishi.
New function.
Oh
Tips
my
mode.
god.
Middle of the game.
Alright, that's enough. Hello everyone, this is Michael, or Mikado as you may call me, and welcome to Umineko no Nakukora ni. Yep, at the beginning of this video, I just thought maybe we should begin by watching how I was in part 1. Why is my camera not focusing on me? Oh my god. With 100 parts, you would think I would have gotten better at video making, but no. Was the camera on focus this entire time? Oh no! Oh my god! Wow, I'm actually surprised that, I've been playing this game for 100 parts. Like, some of these videos are 5 hours long. That's how long this game is. Like, I'm not even on the last 2 games, and I'm on part 100. And most of these videos are like an hour to 2 hours long, with a few that are like 3 hours, 4 hours, even 5 hours. No, I am not making a 6-hour video today. I am not. I'm playing an entire chapter, and that's it, because I don't have enough time to make a 6-hour video today. But still, wow. Wow, I still have a lot more of this game to play. Like, it usually takes me about 20 parts to get through an entire episode, so... Wow, I'm gonna get to part 150 before I end the series. I still probably have like 50 more videos of Umineko, holy crap. I should probably get started. With the game today, but wow, I just want to start this video off a little bit differently because this is my 100th time opening up the Umineko game to make a video on it. To make a video of my first Let's Read of it. Holy crap. Yeah, this video, like always, is unprepared. Like, every single video I make, I press the record button and just go off of it. Like, sometimes I may reset if, the first 5 minutes I don't find to be that good. But most of the time, most of my videos, I just press the record button and just start. So for this to be my 100th time doing this, wow, I have a mixture of emotions right now. Like, I feel a little bit happy that I made it this far. Like, I'm happy that I really enjoyed this game this much to make 100 videos on it. But a part of me is also a little bit, you know, kind of like a melancholic sad because I'm at 100 parts and I'm getting close to the end of the game. And a part of me doesn't want this game to end. At the same time, I want to see an ending. I do want to see an ending to this game. Where was I last at? Oh, fuck. As usual, this year's family conference was getting bogged down. Everyone had decided to cool their heads for a moment, and a short break had been agreed upon. The 4 siblings could say whatever they wanted, but Natsui and Kyrie, for example, or outsiders and found it difficult to speak freely in this sort of atmosphere. A conference where you aren't allowed to say what you want can be tiring even as you just sit there quietly. Even Kyrie couldn't help letting out a deep sigh. Oh, wait. Are we following Kyrie for this chapter? Oh, interesting. So we're starting off with Kyrie. Oh wait, isn't this chapter supposed to be focused on Jessica? Why are we following Kyrie? Interesting, like, I'm not against following Kyrie, like, Kyrie is one of my favorite characters. But why are we following Kyrie? Because isn't Jessica about to do her test? Huh. You know what? I'm just gonna let this happen. But I'm curious. Why are we following Kyrie? This was the second floor hallway of the mansion. Rudolph had wanted to be alone during the break, so she had felt like doing the same, and had tripped it up the stairs to reach this place. Her expression was less tightly controlled than it was when her husband was around. Kyrie wore a tired look that she didn't often show. She pressed her forehead against the cool window glass. I need to regain my spirit and support my husband, even if I'm not allowed to speak. That's the duty I've won.
誰?
Oh, hi, Jessica. She suddenly sensed another person, turned around, and saw Jessica standing at the other end of the hallway. No, hold on. Is Jessica going after Kyrie? But that doesn't make sense, because, George fought his mother, who was against his relationship with Shannon. Shouldn't Jessica be going against someone who would be against her relationship with Cannon? Huh. Or could it be anyone? Like, as long as they kill someone, they're good, right? Is that what's going on here? As long as they kill someone, they're good? Is that what's going on here? Because that kind of makes sense, but also doesn't, because I thought it has to be a little bit more personal for a trial of love. Oh, wait. Oh, okay, I get it now. I can see if Jessica could choose anyone in the family, she would probably choose either Kyrie or Hideyoshi, because she's not as closest to those two as the other family members. I get it. Kyrie married into the family, so if Jessica has to kill someone in the family, it would have to be the person who married in, because she's the less connected to them, and she would feel less bad for killing them. What the hell? This is the beginning of a video. Why am I going this direction? But yeah, no, this makes sense. This makes sense for Jessica's character if she's choosing to do this sort of methodology for, you know, her trial of love. If she has to kill a family member, go after someone she's not as close to. Even though I would think it would be a little bit more meaningful if she goes after someone who would be totally against her relationship with Cannon, you know, kind of like with George. But if it could be anyone in the family, I could see why Jessica would choose Kyrie, because she's the least connected to Kyrie. If that's what's going on here. Of course, Kyrie might be running into Jessica before she goes to Natsui, so I might have just said something very, very, you know, stupid here, but that would be an interesting, you know, thing to see in Jessica's character, because, well, if she has to choose someone to kill the person that's the least connected to you, even though that still does sound terrible. That still does sound terrible, but I can see Jessica's reasoning if that's the case.
あら、ジェシカちゃんじゃない。ゲストハウスに行ったんじゃなかったの？
ちょっと本を取りに自分の部屋へ戻ってたんです。
そう。ゲストハウスに戻るところ？
はい。そうです。
嫌な雨ね。風はだいぶ強いのかしら。
This scene is so uncomfortable. This scene is so uncomfortable because either Jessica's on her way to kill Matsui, or she's about to kill Kyrie. This scene is so uncomfortable, holy crap.
今は比較的弱いみたいです。
As Kyrie looked out the window, Jessica watched her back, looking agitated.
キリエおばさん、ごめんよ。
Oh no! refer.
ジェシカの運命のルーレットはキリエを選んでしまったわ。
Oh wait, is it the first person they see they kill? Wait, oh! On the first Twilight, there's a roulette of people. I see. So the first person they run across is the one that they kill. Okay, that makes sense now. That makes sense.
どうするんだいジェシカ。ルーレットはキリエを選んだけど、それを拒否して再びルーレットを回すのも君の勝手さ。
Wait, you have a choice to change people? You actually have the choice to change people? That doesn't make sense.
試練に捧げるのは誰の命でも問わないのだから。
Huh. Well, I never knew that was a rule. Jessica wasn't like George. George had willingly chosen Ava to be a sacrifice. Oh my god. So Jessica didn't even choose anyone. She just chose the first person she ran across. Oh my god. To signify his separation from his old life so that he could step into a new life married to Shannon. However, Jessica hadn't thought of any particular target. So, she had left it up to the roulette of fate. That roulette was nothing very grandiose. She had simply walked around at random, imposing a rule on herself, saying that the first person she met would be chosen as a sacrifice. Oh my god. And so, the roulette of fate had brought her to Kyrie. Of course, there was nothing forcing her to keep to that rule. However, it was the rule that she had decided upon, and she didn't want to break it now. Now that she was participating in this demon's game, this was the one bit of justice that she could cling to. Oh shit. Right now, she could attack that unprotected back. But Jessica still wasn't able to fully resolve herself. Run? One question mark?
どうしたの？何か私に話でも？
Noticing Jessica's strange silence, Kyrie turned around. Oh shit. That unprotected back was already gone. Jessica realized that her hesitation had cost her her own first chance. She had taken on this demon's game to prove her love for Canon. However, would it really be alright to sell her soul to demons for the sake of love? Not wanting to let George, who had already come to terms with the situation, get any more of a lead on her, she had energetically consented to this demon's game, but her heart still wasn't ready.
キリエおばさんにこんな質問、まずいかな。
何？ジェシカちゃんが私に質問なんて珍しいわね。答えられるものだといいんだけれど。
実は私、好きな人がいるんです。
あら、そうなの？
Steady pace.
それは素敵ね。まさか恋の相談なの？
Not exactly.
そんなところです。
Oh boy. I have a feeling Jessica's gonna ask a certain question that will let Kyrie catch on to what she's talking about. I don't know why, but I feel like Kyrie is gonna catch on to the fact that Jessica might be about to kill her or something.
いいわよ。私でよければ力になるわ。
Like, Kyrie is one of the most receptive characters in this game, so she might catch on to what's about to happen. She might be catching on to what's about to happen, so, Are we about to get a Jessica versus Kyrie battle? Because that would be an amazing part 100 for me, because I love Jessica and I love Kyrie. I want Jessica to be successful, but I don't want her to kill Kyrie. Like, I have so many conflicting feelings going into this chapter that this is going to be a great part 100, everyone. my two favorite characters are getting the focus for this chapter, I think. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. And if there's a side story with Goda, this would be a complete episode. Like, if there's a side story with Goda, or even Nanjo, this would be the best chapter of Umineko so far, and the best way to celebrate part 100 of this Let's Read series. My two favorite characters, and then a side story revealing the truth behind Magical Goda Chef and Wish Nanjo. So here we go.
ありがとうございます。実はそれで、
まだ片思いなの？
いえ、そこから両思いになりたてって感じのとこです。ただ結ばれるには試練があって。
Oh no! Kyrie's gonna catch on. She's so gonna catch on. Poor Jessica.
試練？何それ？
私たちともう一組の恋人たちがいて、争わなくちゃならないんです。
三角関係？それとも四角関係？複雑そうね。
Those are complicated. I've been stuck in a few before.
それで？
勝った方の恋人同士しか結ばれない。そういう複雑なことになってるんです。つまり
嫌な話ね。相手を踏み台にしてしかどちらも成就できない恋なのね。
はい。自分たちが結ばれれば相手が破綻します。そして逆もしかりです。
質問の趣旨が大体分かったわ。こういうことでしょ？人は幸せになるためにどこまで他者を踏み台にすることが許されるのかでしょ？
Oh, this is interesting. Oh, okay. This is actually really interesting because Jessica went to Kyrie, who was in a similar situation, wasn't she? Yeah! She was in a similar situation between Rudolph, Asumu, and herself. Oh, this is interesting. Complicated love triangles. Wow. This matchup between the two of them coming together for this chapter was actually something that was probably coming for a while. Yeah, a complicated love triangle. Yeah, no, this actually makes a lot of sense. Jessica has troubles with a complicated... It's not a love triangle, it's a... Well, it technically could be a love triangle, but it's also a love rectangle. Well, a love pentagon, if you count Beatrice. Either way, Kyrie may be the least or most qualified to help Jessica figure stuff out in terms of whether or not she should, continue on this love trial. It was once again apparent just how smart Kyrie was. She immediately figured out the question that Jessica wanted to ask most.
戦わなければ自動的に相手が勝ってジェシカちゃんたちは負けになる。しかし戦って勝てば相手を破綻させることになる。どちらも嫌な話ね。でも聞くまでもなく答えは決まっているわ。
はい。
Kyrie, you both helped Jessica and possibly just killed yourself. Kyrie giggled. If she wasn't willing to commit to her love, then that would show the measure of their relationship. If that was the case, she should just let the other pair of lovers win. However, if this was a love she couldn't abandon the victory either. So, she had no option but to fight. In the end, Jessica's hesitation was caused by guilt, over forcing the others to split apart as a result of her inedible decision.
やっぱり私は甘えているでしょうか。
そうね。甘えてるわ。
でも 自分たちが結ばれるために誰かを踏み台にするなんて、そんなの辛いです。
じゃあジェシカちゃんは恋のお相手を諦める？
それは
断言するわ。その方が辛いわよ。地獄を這うことになる。生涯ね。
A hardness had entered Kyrie's gaze.
私は6歳だったから、当時は何もわからなかったけれど。
Look back. To be fully honest, I kind of forgot that AG and Featherine have been watching this whole time. It's been so long that I kind of forgot that Featherine and AG were basically doing a podcast over the 6th game.
遺品の中にお母さんの手記があったわ。
Oh. Can you elaborate? I know that's some personal information, but can you elaborate a little bit? I want to get more of a vision as to, how Suwa was like. Yeah, sorry, Angie. Wait. No, wait. Isn't Kyrie... Oh, no. Angie's Kyrie's kid. Oops, not Asumu's. Oops. But I think there will be some details about Asumu and Kyrie's diary. Oops, yeah, sorry. No. Angie is Kyrie's child. Yes, Angie is Kyrie's child. And possibly Balor. Well, Balor is not the child of Asumu, so... Yeah, no, he's most definitely the child of Kyrie now. But of course, he might not be. Who knows? The next chapter may reveal that, he's actually the child of... I should not say that. He's the child of Beatrice. No! I'm reading! I'm keeping on reading! No!
それは日記のようなものか。どちらかというと随想録ね。日記よりももっとアバウトなものよ。亡くなってすぐにそれを見つけて読んだけど。
Oh yeah, Kyrie. Yeah, okay, never mind. Yeah, I was confused as to what Angie was talking about, but I'm like, yeah, Kyrie did die when she was young because the Rokujima Massacre. Yeah, I was confused. Like, I keep on thinking Asumu's Angie's mom when she's not. It's Kyrie. Yeah, sorry everyone. I keep on thinking Asumu when it's not Asumu. It's Kyrie. I'm sorry.
その意味を理解できるようになるには、長い時間と私の成長を待たなければならなかったわ。
なるほど。キリエの夫婦仲についての悩みが記されていたというのか。
あれは完全にお母さんの呪い帳よね。その中身は6歳の私がずっと漠然と感じていた疑問を次々に表解させてくれたわ。
When I was six, it seemed as though my parents were very close and had no problems. And though I did think it odd that Oni-chan lived separately when he was meant to be a part of our family, and I did wonder why he only came home every once in a while, I accepted it as the way things were.
アスムのことは知らなかったのか。
お兄ちゃんが誰もいない時に話してくれたような気がするけど、小学校前の私にそれが理解できるはずがない。だって写真すらない相手よ。お母さんはアスムさんの写った写真のすべてをお兄ちゃんに送って、家の中には一切残さなかったそうだから。
In front of Angie, and even in front of Balor, who only rarely came home, Kyrie's smile never faltered. If she hadn't written her thoughts in that notebook, Angie would probably never have known them. Rudolph had been particularly popular with the opposite sex since his school days. Typical playboy. Audacious, over the top, and yet not lacking a little gentleness towards women. He had probably built up a formula for getting women to like him. Plenty of women approached him, using various seductive tricks to try to win his favor. Rudolph probably enjoyed that more than anyone. Since the beginning, love had been a game to Rudolph. He had never thought of it as a trial and error process to find a single life partner. He would intentionally spark jealousy between women and revel in the harem, lapping up their flirting. He may be my father, but he was an awful man.
でも、お父さんも同時に媚びへつらう女の子たちをきっと見下してもいたのね。そんな中に自分の価値観をしっかりと持ち、知性を見せるお母さんは目立って見えた。
それすらもルドルフの目を引きたいキリエの知恵かもしれぬがな。
かもね。お母さんはいろいろな意味で頭が良かったから。
Like the other Shirmiya siblings, Rudolph had strong ambitions and lofty goals. Under the mottos of, who dare wins, and it's not a crime if you don't get caught, he would set up businesses that were borderline swindles or bending the law, then bail out of them, and repeat that process over and over. Oh my god, what a great role model. Womanizer and con man. Apparently, he was already making use of that talent in his college years, cleverly making money by thinking up shameless projects and selling cheap tickets to parties for them. So much money that he could brag about how his wallet was always stuffed with 10,000 yen notes. Many women fell for his charisma in being the man responsible for these radical projects, as well as his thick wallet and generosity. It would be a lie to say that Kyrie was not one of them. However, what made Kyrie very different from the other women was that she could also support Rudolph as a business partner. Rudolph would laugh all the way to the bank as his large-scale party succeeded. His female entourage would surround him, and Kyrie would be the only one among them able to calmly point out several ways that income and expenditure could be improved upon, and even lay out a proposal for the next project.
そうしてルドルフにパートナーとして次第に認められていくわけであるか。
男子厨房に入るべからずっていうように、女もまた財布に入るべからずって空気はあるわよね。女はおごられて当たり前。男の出す1万円札をどうやって捻出しているかは野暮だから聞かない、知らない、興味もない。
キリエは金に対する価値観が男性的であったということだ。
In that regard, Rudolph noticed something unique about Kyrie. He knew all about how much hard work it took to make just one of those 10,000 yen notes. So, somewhere inside him, he looked down upon those extravagant women who never even considered the efforts he had undertaken. Among all of them, only Kyrie possessed the same sharp financial intuition as Rudolph. Every time Rudolph thought of a new plan, he would talk to Kyrie about it, work out the kinks, and make it succeed. In this way, Kyrie steadily worked her way up until she was the number one of Rudolph's large group of followers.
でも、お母さんだって女。他の女たちにちやほやされてるお父さんを見て、心が安らいでたかどうかは疑わしい。
ナンバーワンよりオンリーワンの方が良いというもの。
そういうこと。お母さんはお父さんの右腕として活躍しながらも、その陰で他の女性を切り出していったわ。
I've been mostly paying attention to the story, like I've been hyper-focused in the story, so when Angie said she slightly got rid of the other woman in the shadows, that took me out of like the mood of just focusing on the story too. What did Kyrie do to them? Oh my god! Got rid of the other woman in the shadows. What did she do?
お母さんの恋の成就はもはや時間の問題だった。
No, you can't say that! Now tell me what she... No, tell me what she did! did she do to them? Oh my god! What did Kyrie do to them? I know it's not important, but I'm curious. I've actually been kind of invested in hearing more about, you know, the backstory of Kyrie and Rudolph because I think, yeah, they're the only two that we've not seen too much of their backstory in and how they met. We saw, Klaus and Natsui, we saw Hideyoshi and Eva, we saw Rosa's too, but we have not seen too much of Rudolph and Kyrie. Like, yeah, we know about the stuff with the Sumu and, Rudolph, like, we know all about that, but we don't know too much about, Rudolph and Kyrie and how exactly, you know, their relationship was before the family conference. So I got really invested. But now, when you mentioned she got rid of the other woman in the shadows, I'm just curious now, what did she do? What did she do? That's gonna be the thing I'm gonna focus on. Like, I'm gonna totally forget the entire backstory that Eiji's telling us about her parents, and I'm just gonna focus on what the hell did Kyrie do to those women? Like, did she, you know, say, hey, you better get away from Rudolph or I'm gonna ruin your life? Like, something like that? Did she threaten them in the shadows? Or did she, like, you know, I don't know what, oh god, I could go into a very dark direction if I think about it. Like, Kyrie was the child of a very rich family. The Sumaderas are very rich and influential, and they do have connections. You can get very dark to what Kyrie could have done to those women that she got rid of. You can get very dark in the thought processes, for which I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there, but I'm still curious. What did Kyrie do? I mean, it could be very dark too, so I might not want to know, but still, that's gonna be bothering me now. That's gonna be bothering me now for the rest of this video. What did she do to them? Oh boy, someone in the comments is gonna give their theory, and their theory is gonna very disturb me, but I'm also gonna very enjoy it because it at least might give some sort of an answer as to what Kyrie did to them. I am not ready to see people's theories, but go at it. Go at it, everyone. I'm not ready to see them, but go at them. Go at them.
アスムはいつからいたのか。ルドルフさんの取り巻きの一人よ。いいえ、取り巻いてさえいなかったわ。ただのファンの一人だったわ。
話したことはあるんですか？
もちろん。
Thunberg Lily。
私は彼女のことをよく知ってるわ。ルドルフさんがアスムさんの名前さえ知らなかった一番最初からね。
What? Oh, Rudolph! Rudolph! God damn it, Rudolph.
あの子もきっと頭のいい子だったのよ。
Like, Rudolph's a piece of shit, but a part of me has a soft spot for him because a lot of his mannerisms, aka, you know, kind of be the jokester uncle, really reminds me of some of my own family members. My family members do not, you know, relate to Rudolph in the terms of his womanizing, but a lot of Rudolph's characteristics, like, you know, the way that he, you know, jokes around, really reminds me of a lot of my family members, so I have a soft spot for Rudolph, though he's kind of a piece of shit. He's kind of a piece of shit at the same time. At the very least, he's kind of one of the better of the parents of the entire cast. Yeah, womanizer, con man, but at least he's a good dad. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, sorry, I have a soft spot for Rudolph because it kind of reminds me of some family members.
狡猾だったわ。私は頭の良さで目立とうとしたけど、彼女は全くその逆で目立とうとしたの。
頭の悪さで？
What?
庇護欲のかきたて方がうまいっていうのよ。
Oh my god, Jessica's response. Okay, Jessica's response was pretty adorable, though. I mean, I would have said the same thing, too, by accident, too, because... I'm sorry, but the way that Kyrie worded things, it was just perfect for that response from Jessica. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Asumu, I'm sorry.
こびてイチャついてくる女たちの中で、彼女の仕草の一つ一つが派手な女たちに触傷を起こしていたルドルフさんには目立って見えたのよ。
Even now, Kyrie recognized the mistake she had made in letting Asumu and Rudolph get too close. Kyrie had thought that by taking the role of his business partner, she had succeeded in making him entirely hers. She might have been a little conceited, and her arrogance in trying to eliminate the relationship of the relationships that other girls had with Rudolph might have also contributed to that. I'm gonna repeat that line. And her arrogance in trying to eliminate the relationships that other girls had with Rudolph might also have contributed. Perhaps she sometimes tried too hard as a business partner, putting too much pressure on him, regardless of the fact that it was justified. Bit by bit, Rudolph started to need a woman who could stay quiet and soothe him, without making him think about anything complicated. That woman was Asumu.
私は冷酷で知的。
Jeez. That beat drop in the song, I don't think that was a beat drop, but the dun in the song, right? She said that was well timed. That was well timed. And it kind of made Kyrie seem a little bit villainous, too. Like, it kind of makes Kyrie seem a little bit villainous, but who in the Uchiha family is not a little bit villainous? I think everyone in the Uchiha family is somewhat of a villain. Maybe except for Maria, but Maria's only 9, so she can't be considered a protagonist or an antagonist yet. She's too young to be considered anything. So she's no hero, she's no villain, she's just a kid. But other than that, almost everyone in the family seems to be some sort of a villain. Maybe except for Bal or Jessica. Yeah, hold on. Everyone in this family can be considered a villain, except for like Balor and Jessica. Well, Balor can be somewhat of a villain. Well, okay, Balor could be considered a villain by some, so only Jessica's kind of like a hero character in this family. Oh my gosh, she's the only one who's kind of heroic. Oh boy. Honestly, I'm just impressed that it took me 100 episodes to finally, just think of that. Almost everyone in the Uchiha family could be considered a villain.
合理的で経済的。カルネアデスの船板のような状況があったら躊躇なく相手を蹴落とすわ。
Carneades situation? Carneades situation? Wait, what is she talking about? Carneades. Basically of Carnia, and he lived from possibly 214-213 to 129 or 128 BC, was a Greek philosopher, and perhaps the most prominent head of the skeptical academy in ancient Greece. He was born in Cyrene. By the year 1959 BC, he had started to refute all previous dogmatic doctrines, especially Stoicism, and even the Epicureans, whom previous skeptics had spared. As Scarlic, leader of the academy, he was one of the 3 philosophers sent to Rome in 155 BC, where his lectures on the uncertainty of justice caused consultation among leading politicians. He left no writings. Many of his opinions are known only via his successor, Clitomachus. He seems to have doubted the ability, not just of the senses, but of reason too in acquiring truth. His skepticism was, however, moderated by the belief that we can, nevertheless, certain probabilities, not in the sense of statistical probability, but in the sense of persuasiveness of truth to enable us to act. Carneades. Interesting. Interesting, and this is a picture of him. And he looks like every other Greek philosopher, like almost all Greek philosophers. Like, okay, let's be honest here. Almost every Greek philosopher looks the same. Almost all of them look the same because, okay, hold on. This is just going to be more of a theory as to why they all seem to be the same. Probably because, back then when they made stone sculptures of everyone, they tried to make them somewhat, idealistic. That's why they all look the same. Like, almost all Greek philosophers just look like a bunch of guys with, like, long beards and, slightly balding hair. Like, almost all of them look the same because they probably just thought of them as the idealized, intellectual thinkers. That's why almost all of them look the same, because when people are sculpting, they're like, should I be accurate, or should I make them look more intellectual in our society's view of what someone who's very intelligent looks like? So that's why a lot of Greek philosophers look the same, because probably the people who sculpted them were probably thinking, okay, what does my society think of intellectual? Alright, they think of this, they think of that. Alright, let's just, add that to what my vision of what this Greek philosopher looks like. I think, yeah. Carneades, Roman copy of the after the Sith statue exhibited from the Agora of Athens. See, 150 BC. Okay, Glyptotech. So yeah, that's probably because, the reason why he looks like that is probably because how society saw intellectual looking like in the past. Like, that's why he looks very much like a Greek philosopher, because they kind of all look the same, because all the pictures of them are probably made by the same people with the same view of what an intellectual looks like. Like, yes, they're not going for accuracy, they're going for appearance. I'm kind of glad we have cameras now. I kind of am glad we have cameras now, because we can at least see a better vision as to what people look like, rather than, going up with stone sculptures. I don't know why I went into this ramble, I'm sorry.
そんなパートナーがあの人にはふさわしいと思っていたから。
However, though that ruthlessness had made her reliable on the business side of things, outside of business, it might have disturbed Rudolph deeply. At some point, though Rudolph still acknowledged Kyrie's skill, he began to yearn for a quiet, warm acceptance. Asumu filled that role completely. She would never talk about anything complicated. Even if he did, she would just shake her head to say she didn't know. However, she would care more for him physically than anyone else, quietly putting a blanket on him and staying by his side until morning.
確かに私はビジネスのパートナーの座を手に入れた。しかしいつしかルドルフさんには心を癒してくれるメンタルのパートナーが必要になっていた。私は愚かしくも知的を自称しながらそれに気づけずにいたわ。
それでルドルフおじさんはアスムおばさんと結婚を。
Indeed.
ええ、そうよ。取られた。たくさんの女をはべらしていたもの。今さらどこの女と遊んだって情を移すような人じゃない。それにあの人にとって女なんて遊びでしかなかったもの。だからこそ私は体以外を武器に自分の存在を示していた。
Oh no. What's going on? Are we getting a flashback? Nope, we get feathery.
安心だな。女として。
間もなく2人は解任するわ。アスムさんはそれをすぐにお父さんに打ち明けたけど、お母さんは逆だった。
身重になることがビジネスパートナーの座を揺るがすことになりかねないと恐れたのだな。
当時のお母さんは食が細くて体調不良とか当たり前だったみたい。だから解任に気づくのも随分遅れた。
気づいたのは
アスムさんとお父さんが電撃入籍をしてからよ。お母さんはその後に妊娠を知ってアスムさんやお父さんを揺さぶろうと随分暗躍したみたいだけど。
アスムさん、あんなにぼんやりしてそうなのに。ルドルフさんを加え込んだら話はしない。だから何ですか、どうぞお引き取りくださいですってよ。バス一つ乗るにも怖い怖いと縮こまってたあの小娘がね。あの時悟ったわ。本当に狡猾だったのは彼女だったってね。そうよ、乗り物恐怖症だってルドルフさんの気を引くための嘘だったわ。
Fear of vehicles? That seems very similar to another someone. That seems to be very similar to another someone.
ごめんなさい。こんな話を聞いてもつまらないわよね。
Honestly, I was slightly bored, but also intrigued. I'm gonna be honest here, I was slightly bored by this backstory, but I was also slightly intrigued because I get to learn more about, how Rudolph and Kyrie were like before the family conference. Though I'm gonna be fully honest, a lot of that story was predictable. A lot of that story was quite predictable because, yeah, coming from the details we got from the previous 6 episodes, just hearing all this now, it's just like, yep, you're just confirming a lot of things. It was interesting just to see, their point of view rather than, making assumptions, but still at the same time, you could kind of already guess their backstory, so it was a little boring. Interesting, but boring. I almost nodded at one point, I'm sorry. Yeah, I almost nodded at one point because it was a little bit boring.
いえ。
せめて私の産む子だけでも認知させたかったわ。ルドルフさんもそのつもりはあったみたい。病院もきっちり手配してくれたし、アスムさんの出産が近づいても海外しく私のところにも来てくれてたっけ。もはや向こうが本当の奥さんなのにね。ひどい人だわ、ほんと。
Spiral. After that is the tale I can't bear even to tell. Both Asumu and I had the same delivery date. And yet, her pregnancy led to marriage, while mine was completely meaningless. I swore to bring up my child well, so that Rudolph-san would be proud to call himself its father. Asuma-san had won her battle against me. However, I hadn't yet lost the war. If I could make my child excel far more than Asumu-san's, if I could make my child the one that Rudolph-san most respected, I would be rewarded. That's what I believed.
しかし、キリエの子は死産だった。
ええ。アスムさんにはお兄ちゃんが生まれた。しかし、お母さんからは誰も。お母さんのせめて第二夫人の座に残りたいという最後の希望は絶たれた。
Kyrie had fallen from his partner to a second wife. And then, unable to give the birth to the bond of a child, she tumbled down to being merely his mistress. I can't imagine how much she must have hated Asumu and her child, Battler.
そんなのをお首にも出さず、お母さんはお兄ちゃんとも親しげに接してたわ。ショックだった。あの優しいお母さんがお兄ちゃんにそんな負の感情を持っていて、それを隠しおおせてたなんて。
This is an appropriate time to say this, but I'm gonna say this now. If my theory that Rudolph switched the babies, which he probably did because Battler's not the child of Asumu, since he probably switched the paperwork, I'm gonna say this now. Rudolph is a piece of shit. Oh, I'm actually getting mad at him. I'm getting pissed at him. That's such a shitty thing to do. And not tell Kyrie. And not tell her. Oh my, I'm kind of getting a little bit mad thinking about it. Like, if I am correct, and Battler was Kyrie's kid this whole time, I'm gonna be pissed. Because that's just a shitty thing for Rudolph to do. That's just a shitty thing for him to do! God! Of the Ushiomiya siblings, you know what? If that is true, of the Ushiomiya siblings, the only one that's the least piece of shit out of all of them is Claus! Oh my god, he's just stupid! He's just stupid! That's basically the biggest downside of Claus, he's just stupid!
憎かったであろうな、バトラが。
でしょうね。もし死産がアスムさんで、お母さんの方がお兄ちゃんを出産していたなら、何か歴史は変わっていたかもしれない。もしもそうだったなら、アスムさんと離婚させて、自分と再婚するようなシナリオを描きたいと思ってたみたい。
それも随想録にか。
ええ。 からこそそれは随想妄想、涙で濡らしたシーツの端を噛みながらのお母さんの怨嗟。
後悔は一点だけ。
解任ですか？
違う違う。私のおごりだけよ。
Dead angle.
ルドルフさんはもう私のものだから絶対安全。あんなアスムなんていう小娘に負けるわけがない。彼女がバスや飛行機でギャーギャーわめくとき、私はその手配と経費を適正に処理できた。
Even if Balor's not a Subaru's child, we gotta admit, they are very similar in many regards. Screaming and shrieking on buses and planes, they're very similar in that regard. Well, wait, hold on. That's probably something that he observed from his mother's reactions from a young age. So that's why he's so afraid of traveling. It's not something genetic. It's something that he's, oversaw that his mother did. And he grew to fear moving objects too, based off of the environment he lived off of. I am by no means a psychologist. I am not qualified to say anything. But I have a possible theory as to why Balor is so similar to Asumu is because when he was growing up young, he always saw his mother's reactions to fear of moving objects. So Balor developed the same fear based off of the fear that his mother had that he noticed. Even if he's not biologically related to her, he still saw the fear within her when it comes to moving objects, so he grew that fear himself. By no means I'm a psychologist. By no means I'm a psychologist or a therapist, so do not go off what I'm saying right here. But that's just a theory. A psychological theory. Yeah, there's no way in hell I'm ever gonna get a psych degree. Especially when I make jokes like that.
だから私は一番ルドルフさんに信頼されているとおごり高ぶっていた。恋って育むって言うでしょ。
はい。
間違ってないわ。二人で水をやり世話をして育む、そして最後に結実するのが愛という実なの。知ってる？結実して終わりじゃないのよ。愛を収穫しなきゃ恋は成就したことにならないの。
The fruit can rot. I'm gonna shut up.
収穫って？
それはジェシカちゃんが考えなさい。実らせても収穫しなきゃ傷んで腐ることもある。虫がたかることだってもちろんあるわ。いいえ、それどころか盗っ人が現れてもぎ取っていってしまうことさえもね。
Sorry, Kyrie. Sorry, Kyrie.
ジェシカちゃんたち若い子の恋愛観は育むところで終わってる。それは甘いわ。愛を収穫しなきゃ恋は報われない。
愛を収穫。
それは一見愛し合う二人きりだけの問題に見えて、そんなことはないのよ。だからいつ収穫しても自由なんていう先延ばしは盗っ人に機会を与えるだけ。苦労して育てた実が翌朝にもぎ取られてなくなっていたら、昨日のうちにめんどくさがらずに収穫しておけばよかったと後悔するはずよ。辛いわよ、その後悔は。地獄を這うわよ。私は幸運よ。その地獄が18年で終わったから。だからもう私は自分を間違えないの。あの人は私のものよ。もう逃がさない、手放さない。そして主に感謝する。その機会を与えてくれて。絶対にあの人を諦めないという絶対の意志に 奇跡が答えてくれたんだわ。
Wait, I'm grateful to my masters for giving me that chance. My absolute certain willpower and not giving up on that man, no matter what was answered with a miracle. Did you use witches to get to be with Rudolph? Kyrie, did you consult the help of witches? By now, Jessica was speechless and didn't even nod her head in understanding. This true form of love that Kyrie was telling her about was far, far more harsh than anything she had imagined.
今の私はルドルフさんを私のところにつなぎ止めるためなら何でもするわ。そしてルドルフさんの敵には一切容赦しない。あの人が望むならば私は人殺しさえも躊躇しないかもしれない。
No shit.
18年目にしてようやくその決意を持ったからこそ絶対の意志が奇跡を私にもたらしてくれたんだわ。奇跡はね、それを自ら成し遂げられる者のところにしか現れない。
Ow! Sorry. Lightning flash hurt my eyes. Asuma's death was no murder. Oh, thank God. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Asuma's death was a murder. No, wait, wasn't it illness? Yeah, it was illness, wasn't it? However, Kyrie had often cursed her and hoped for her death. And finally, on the 18th year, she built up the determination to kill her with her own hands. What? She built up the determination to kill her with her own hands, but it wasn't murder, was it? Asuma's death was not murder. And then, she actually got herself a knife with which to do the deed. This is metaphorical, right? Did she actually kill Asumu? No, this is metaphorical, isn't it? That was when the miracle occurred.
アスムおばさんが亡くなったことが奇跡。
違うわ。そんなの全然奇跡じゃない。
What was the miracle? Kyrie being Chi-Chi? Kyrie being Chi-Chi?
だって彼女が死ななければ私が殺していたもの。
I know that sound effect!
つまり彼女は必ず死ぬ運命だった。奇跡なのは彼女が死んだにもかかわらず私が自らの手を汚さずに済んだ。この一点に尽きるのよ。
Holy shit! Until now, Kyrie had never shown Jessica. No, she had never even shown Rudolph that glint in the deepest depths of her eyes. Wait, why is she saying that to Jessica now? Is she playing that? Did she catch on to Jessica's plan? Did she catch on to Jessica's plan? That's why she's telling her this. Did she catch on to Jessica's plan? That's why she's telling her this, because she's about to kill her? Holy shit, is that the reason why? Oh, there's goosebumps! There is so many fucking goosebumps, because if not... Oh my god, if she did not catch on to Jessica's plan and she told her this, I don't see any other way other than murder that Kyrie is gonna go for now. I don't know, that seems like very murderous. That seems very murderous, Kyrie. So even... I kind of think she caught up to Jessica, because if not, that's just flat out murderous. Like, why would she suddenly kill Jessica, though, after talking about love? Huh, that is a good question, though. Like, if she didn't catch on to what Jessica was planning, for she probably has, but she hasn't, why would Kyrie tell her this in that manner? Because no matter what anyone says, if you tell someone something like that in that sort of way, I just think of murder. You're about to murder them when you go through that sort of dialogue. Holy shit! Oh my god, Kyrie! Is she the person behind the slaughter or something? No, she probably just got onto Jessica. I mean, I never really thought about it, but yeah, there's still someone who did the Rokujima Massacre. There still has to be someone. It's obviously not Balor. Like, he's the only one that didn't probably do the massacre. Like, he could have done the massacre, and I'm gonna say this now, it wasn't Natsui. Yeah, it wasn't Balor, wasn't Natsui, wasn't Maria, obviously because she's a kid. So yeah, of the 18 that lived there, okay, I'm just gonna axe out Goda because I don't think Goda would kill anyone. And also, wait, Beatrice didn't do the murder, so that axes out Shannon and Cannon. That leaves to 12 people. Part 100, should I just narrow down who might be the killers of the Rokujima Massacre? Would that be a good way to do this episode? Oh, that would be interesting. Oh my god, narrow down. Well, it can't be Kinto because he's dead. Can't be Natsui because she was proven innocent. Klaus? It still could be Klaus. He still could, kill behind Natsui's back. But he would need accomplices, too. I mean, it still could be Klaus. I'm not gonna axe out Jessica. Actually, no, I'm gonna axe out Jessica. I don't see her having the potential to kill her entire family, so no. I don't think it was Jessica. I don't think it's Ava, because it would be too easy of an answer to say Ava. Hideyoshi, he's too nice. I don't think he would have done the murders. George definitely could have done it. George definitely could have done it, so he's suspect. Klaus, George, they're suspects. Klaus and George. Rudolph, I would put it behind him to kill his family. Kyrie, well, like I just said, she has the potential. Balor would not kill his family. Nanjo, he could. He does have some motive. He needs money for his, grandchild, so he does have a motive if he wants to kill, the Ushiyama family. So I'm gonna put him as one of the 5, one of the people so far who could be the killer. Rosa, I'm also gonna put there because she does have the potential to kill for gold. Maria's 9. She's 9. She's not gonna... I don't think she's gonna be the massacrer. She could help the person who's killing people, but I don't think Maria's gonna kill anyone. Genji's a possibility too. He worked all his life with Kenzo. Yeah, he worked all of his life with Kenzo, so he's the 7th suspect. Yeah, once Kenzo's died, he has nothing left, so he could be a suspect. Shannon... Well, I don't think Shannon did it. I don't think Cannon did it either, for the reasons of, I think they might possibly be, Beatrice. So I'm gonna say that they're both innocent because Beatrice didn't do the massacre. Goda, no! He did not kill anyone! Kumasawa's too old. So, my suspects are Genji, Rosa, Kyrie, Rudolph, Nanjo, George, and Klaus. Those are the people I've narrowed it down to. Those 7. The possible 7. So I've narrowed it down. And also, Erika didn't kill anyone. She's not one of the original 18, so she didn't kill anyone. So yeah, Erika is not the culprit. But for the culprit of the actual massacre, I narrowed it down to 7 people. Genji, Nanjo, Rosa, Rudolph, Kyrie, George, and Klaus. Those are the 7 possibilities. But to pinpoint who exactly could have done it, my biggest bets are actually George, because he does have murderous intent. He definitely does have the murderous intent to kill his entire family for his love. And, yeah, I would say that I would suspect Kyrie because of the conversation she's having with Jessica, but this is like a one-off thing. Like, there's been a lot of times with Rosa with the same, things. Like, Rosa had similar conversations with Balor, so I could easily say that I also suspect heavily on Rosa because of similar conversations that, she's having with Balor. It's very similar to Kyrie's conversations with, Jessica, so, yeah, it would be unfair to automatically suspect Kyrie, though she is still one of the 7 suspects. But right now, my biggest bet is on George, because for the past 2 chapters, episodes, past 3 actually, he seems to have the most murderous intent about everyone. I sound a little bit intoxicated now as I'm talking, but I don't intend to sound a little bit intoxicated, but still, George has super murder potential. He has super murder potential. Could he have done it by himself? Probably not. He could have done it by himself, but still, it is a possibility that he did kill his entire family, but why would he leave Balor for last? Balor cannot be as lucky. Plus also, if George were to kill everyone, that is a good question. Why would George leave Balor for last? like, Balor is a young man like him, so why wouldn't he go after Balor first? Because Balor could be one of the very few people that can fight back. Like, if George was the person who killed everyone, he would go after the people who could fight back, aka Kyrie, Rudolph. He would go after them first, especially Rosa too, because Rosa's young. He would also go after Goda because he's a big, strong man. Still, yeah, he would go after them first because they're the more likely to stop him. So why is Balor the last one standing all the time? Good point, right? I have a point here. Why would Balor be the last one standing if George was the murderer? Because if George thought about it, he should go after Balor first because Balor is like, the person more likely to stop the massacre than anyone else. Because, well, Klaus is getting up there in age, so is Natsumi. Also Jessica, yeah, he would also have to go after Jessica first too because Jessica is young, she could probably try stopping him. His parents are, well, Ava could probably stop him, she has martial arts experience, but Hideyoshi, he's kind of getting up there in age too, so it would be easy to stop Hideyoshi. Nanjo probably can't fight back. Genji has been proven to be kind of a badass, so, he might have to take out Genji first, but still, Kumasawa would be not a hard task to kill. Why am I talking about this? But still, if George was the person who killed everyone, he would go after the people that would be the hardest to kill first. Go after the people who would be the hardest to kill first, because if he goes after the weak people first, the strong will be like, hold on, George is killing people. Yeah, because easily if, let's just say that Jessica finds, Kumasawa dead, and she thinks, wait a second, did George kill Kumasawa? She would instantly go after George to stop him. Yeah, that's a good example. If Jessica just suddenly sees Kumasawa dead, she would be like, maybe someone's killing people. Maybe I should try stopping them. Because Jessica has been proven to be ready to stop anyone who's murdering everyone. She's been willing, she has shown to prove that she would be willing to stop the massacrer. So George was the massacrer, and if Jessica's still alive, she has a fighting chance in stopping George. And Ava would be too easy to be the massacrer, so the situation in episode 3 was just a theory, could have been a truth, because, yeah, she did leave Balor for last, but at the same time, though, it would be too easy to say that she's the culprit, so why would Balor be left to last? Well, it does make sense with Rosa, because Maria seems to be very attached to Balor, she was always around Balor, so Rosa would not have gotten a chance to kill Balor when she was around with Maria. So, okay, Rosa's still a suspect, but still, if it was Kyrie, would she kill Balor? Why is Balor left behind for last? And also at the same time, if I go on the same thought process, Ava is the only confirmed survivor. So, whoever the massacrer is did get stopped by someone, so they either got stopped by Balor or Ava. So George is still a possibility then. Fuck, I'm back to square one! If George had one lasting judgment, he could have been stopped by Balor, and then Balor and Hannah have a duel to the death in the final massacre, and they both die. Or when Balor stops George, Abel gets angry that Balor killed George, so she kills Balor. So that put me back to square one! Because George could still be the massacrer, because if he left Balor for last and Balor stopped him, if Ava was still alive, she would have killed Balor because Balor killed George. Fuck! I'm back at square one! I thought it was narrowing down things because it could have been Rosa or Kyrie. Because Balor's left for last. But still, Balor still dies in the end, so it can't obviously... Well, yeah, Balor's left for last. It couldn't obviously have been Rudolph because he wouldn't kill his son. So if Rudolph was the massacrer, he would have killed Balor. So, yeah. But why would Balor die at the end if Rudolph was the massacrer? Why would only Ava and Balor be left? Fuck! I'm putting too much emotion into a murderer! Still, at the same time though, the culprits could still be George, Nanjo, Genji, Rosa, Rudolph, Kyrie, and George. And Klaus. Almost forgot about Klaus. But why would Klaus leave Balor for last? That's a good point. Nanjo, he's intelligent. He's like, I need to investigate Balor more to see his habits in order for me to figure out how to fully kill him. So Nanjo, yeah, he could leave Balor for last because he's not for sure how to kill Balor. And for Genji, well, Genji would also leave Balor for last. Genji seems to be somewhat connected to Beatrice, and if Beatrice has some, attraction to Balor that Genji might be aware of, I can see why Genji would leave Balor for last, because I have a feeling that Genji knows a lot about, the things with Beatrice, because he calls himself Furniture. You know who else calls themselves Furniture? Shannon and Cannon. They call themselves Furniture. There's no way in hell that Genji's not connected to the Beatrice stuff, because he is aware of Shannon and Cannon. So, yeah, he would leave Balor for last, being aware of Beatrice. Huh. But for the reasons of Klaus, why would he leave Balor for last? I mean, it could be for the same reason as George, but if Balor stops Klaus and kills Klaus, why would Ava in the end kill Balor, like in the situation with George? Unless Balor and Klaus had a fight to the death and they both died, and then Ava's like, well, I'm by myself. Or Balor fought against Klaus and weakened Klaus so that Ava could come in with one final chop to the neck and Klaus' head flies off. Yeah, pinpointing the culprit is not suited to me. Like, I have 7 suspects. Klaus, George, Kyrie, Rudolph, Nanjo, Genji, and Rosa. I at least narrowed it down, but now I'm just stuck in the whole reason of why would Balor be spared for last? Or is that even the order? Was Balor one of the first killed? Also, at the same time, you have to keep in mind, why is Ava still alive? And did Ava take down the murderer? Ah! Fuck. Shit! I mean, I could axe out Rudolph because Balor dies in the end. Yeah, no, I can actually... I can axe out Rudolph. I think I can axe out Rudolph. Unless I go with the theory of, Kyrie went for Balor last and after killing Balor, Rudolph is like, you killed my son, so he kills Kyrie and then commits suicide after killing Kyrie. My head hurting. Why did I go after this mystery in the middle of an episode? I should have just enjoyed myself. Why am I not enjoying... I'm not enjoying myself. Why am I going off to theories that I don't even understand yet? You know what? I don't think Rudolph did the massacre. He's axed, so it's now 6 people. Yeah, I don't think Rudolph did it. It could have been Kyrie. I think that's what Rudolph would have wanted. Yeah, Kyrie could be behind the massacre, and then she kills Balor. Rudolph's like, what the hell, Kyrie? Kills Kyrie, and then kills himself, and Ava's like, oh, crap. Well, there goes my family. I mean, that could be the explanation to explain, how Kyrie could have done the massacre, but George also makes sense, too, because he could have oversighted Balor. Rosa, Maria was always around Balor. Nanjo could see into Balor as well, so he needed to study Balor. Genji, for Beatrice's sake. Why would Klaus spare Balor for last? And also Ava. Wouldn't he go after Ava very quickly? Okay, so I'm axing out Klaus and Rudolph. I'm axing the 2 of them out. So, yeah. I narrowed it down even more! It could have been George, Kyrie, Rosa, Nanjo, or Genji! To be fully honest, I'll be very intrigued to actually see that it was Nanjo behind the massacre. I'm not axing him out of pure curiosity. Yeah, I don't think Nanjo did it. I could narrow it down to 4, but I'm not going to. I'm still going to have Nanjo as the culprit. But still, the person behind the massacre could have been Nanjo, Genji, Rosa, Kyrie, or George. I narrowed it down! Hell yeah! I narrowed it down to 5 people in episode 100. I'm dealing with this. You know what? That's where I'm going to end this. I'm going to end this now. It could have been George, Kyrie, Rosa, Genji, or Nanjo behind the massacre, because either way, they could have left Balor for last, and after killing Balor, another person could have killed them, leaving Ava for last. Oh, my mind is so wrinkled! Ah! I narrowed it down to 5 people, but I can't find a singular person. Like, I can see it possibly being George, but I can also see it being Kyrie. And I also can see it being Rosa. I can also see it being Genji. Nanjo, I have no idea how he would have done it, but I want to see a situation where he could have, so I'm keeping him in the suspect 5. Yes, I'm not narrowing it down to 4. I'm narrowing it down to 5, even though Nanjo probably has not done it, so it's technically 4 people. I'm going to keep Nanjo on here for now. Oh, fuck. But out of the 4, George, Kyrie, Rosa, and Genji, I can't pinpoint it to one person. Plus, Kyrie is like a lot of circumstantial, like, Yeah, her conversation with Jessica does seem murderer-y, but this is the first time she's shown any murderous intent, really. Well, she might have shown some, but not enough for me to suspect she could be the culprit. George has shown the most, though. George has shown the most! So a lot of me leans to having George be the sole culprit. I made a joke based on what I've seen on comments, but George definitely does seem like he could kill his entire family just to have Shannon. Ah, fuck, but what about the gold? Would he care about the gold? No. That's what gets me to lean to Rosa and Kyrie, because they would care about the gold. Why would Genji care about the gold? He would only care about Beatrice, so what motive would Genji have? Because George has a motive. Love. Kyrie has a motive. Money. Rosa has a motive. Money. Nanjo has a motive. Money. And also to awaken his witch powers. Genji would have no motive. Narrowed it down to 3. 4, I meant. 3 technically, but 4 because I want to. I narrowed it down to 4. Genji has no motive. Rosa, money. Kyrie, money. George, love. All 3 of them have a motive. I narrowed it down even more! Fuck yes! Oh yes! I narrowed it down! Money and love! I could go for a few more minutes, but I'm just gonna totally be wrong, because just imagine, I go through all this effort and it actually turns out to be Kloss this entire time. I go through all this effort to pinpoint the culprit, but no, it's actually Kloss this whole time, and he just forgot about Balor. He's been planning this murder for years, so Balor coming in totally ruined his plans. And then the final stand-up, the final stand-up, Balor versus Kloss on top of the mansion. They punch each other, and they punch each other, and they punch each other, Balor falls. But Ava, at the last minutes, knowing that Kloss did all the massacre, she jumps up, and she punches her brother in the face, causing for his head to fly off his neck. Ava's the sole victor, even though she's traumatized for life because her entire fucking family just got killed by her older brother. And Kloss's motive would be money. 4 culprits! Ideas! Kloss! So many people down in the comments are probably laughing their asses off right now. They're probably laughing their asses off by how right or wrong I am with my direction. I fucking swear, if it actually is Kloss who's behind the massacre, I would actually be kind of angry, because of course it would be the person I would least suspect. Well, the person I least suspected would be Maria. Maria did it! She killed everyone! I mean, I narrowed it down. I keep on narrowing it down closer and closer, but it's not going to be the answer, I bet. I'm on episode 6, and by this time, I probably should be able to guess things, shouldn't I? Yeah, I should be probably able to guess who might have done the massacre. Or maybe no one did the massacre. Or maybe everyone did the massacre. I'm just gonna stop. Maybe everyone, all 5 of them did the massacre. That could be the case. Nanjo, Kloss, Kyrie, Rosa, George, they could have all started killing people all at the same time. Why did I narrow it down to one person doing it? Jeez. It could have been all of them at once, and then Balor and Ava are just like, well, we're the last one standing. And Ava would be like, wait, Balor, did he kill everyone? And Balor's like, wait, no, and then she kills Balor. Stop! Stop! Alright. Until now, Kyrie had never shown Jessica. No, she had never even shown Rudolph that glint in the deepest depths of her eyes. It told plainly and clearly that romance and love are not the sweet and fluffy candies that young girls imagine them to be. Jessica was overwhelmed by that pressure and stunned silent. And she had to acknowledge it. This was the power of will that could make love be realized. This was the level of willpower Kyrie showed in her support of Rudolph as his wife. And it was the same for George. He already had the willpower to confront everything in the way of his love that transcended status. And he had proven that. Now, Jessica clearly understand that this was the magnitude of George's determination, which had allowed him to coldly carry out his part of the demon's trial. Then, what about her? Did she really have the resolve to make her love with Cannon bear fruit? And to go through with the task of harvesting it?
ごめんなさい。
Voiceless. The thing I'm about to be.
軽いアドバイスのつもりが怖がらせすぎちゃったかしら。
Oh no, you have murderous intent, Kyrie. You have murderous intent right now. Come on, who says what you said without murderous intent? Oh god, she's catching on to Jessica, I bet.
この天気のせいね。軽く凄むだけのつもりだったのに、加減を間違えちゃったわ。
Yeah, no, you're planning on killing Jessica. Either that you caught on to our plan or you're the killer. Kyrie let a relaxed smile rise to her face. The tense atmosphere finally slackened. I mean, honestly, I would still probably like Kyrie, even if she was the person behind the massacre. Like, she would have to be, like, the reveal would have to be so, to make her be so evil for me to actually dislike her. Like, even if she is the massacrer, I might still kind of like Kyrie still. She's one of my favorite characters, so even if she is the killer, I might not, change my opinion of her. Unless, her reasoning is super terrible that I'm like, yeah, I can't morally like this character anymore. But still, if her reasoning is at least, good enough for me to be like, this is terrible, but at the same time, I don't mind. There's no excuse for murder. But what I meant by is, if her reasoning's still super good, and it's not too terrible, as in regards of, her being a super terrible person, I might still be like, alright, yeah, you killed your whole family, but I can still like you as a character, as a guilty pleasure. I don't agree with you. Okay, bad characters you can still like. So even if Kyrie did do the massacre, I would still probably like her. George, on the other hand, well, I never really cared much for George, as bad as that might sound, but I never really cared for George, so I couldn't like him any less or more, even if he did the massacre. If Klaus did the massacre, he would be my favorite character. You know what? I fucking would love Klaus if he was the murderer, because he would be like the biggest himbo murderer. Honestly, yeah, I would actually love for the reveal of Klaus being the killer. But it could be everyone's the killer, because why would Klaus kill Natsumi and Jessica? Yeah, why would he kill them? Sometimes you have to make sacrifices to go to the moon. Oh no, Klaus is doing a Thanos! Stop! Stop talking about murderers and focus on the chapter, Michael! I am so sorry, It's been a while since I've been on theory mode, and once I get back to theory mode, it just doesn't stop. It just doesn't stop. I should just be laying back, relaxing, saying, I know all the truths. But no, I don't know all the truths. I still don't know who did the massacre. I have no clue. That's what's been bothering me. Like, I have an idea about Beatrice. The mystery behind Beatrice, and why this game has started. Like, I have an idea on that, but the actual massacre, I have no clue. Like, I know for certain it happened because of Angie's existence. If it didn't happen, why would Angie exist? Unless this is all part of a board game, and the whole Angie side of the story is meant to, make Balor think about, no, there's no way in hell Angie doesn't exist. Yeah, there had been a murder case. But still, I don't know who could have done it. I mean, no! No! That is karma too, but no! I skipped part of the story. Fuck. Okay, that is karma. That is so karma. That is a bunch of karma for just, That is so much karma for, going on so many rambles in the middle of the video. Like, I could have just saved that till the end, but I went on it now. God. You know what? I give up on trying to figure out the murderer, and also give up on trying to figure out where... Oh, I don't even know where the gold is. I have an idea where the gold might be. No, I haven't even sold the epitaph, and I don't know where the gold is. I know the gold exists, but I have not sold the epitaph, so I don't know where it is. Oh man, I don't know the murderer, and I don't know the epitaph. I think somewhat think that I've solved the mystery of Beatrice is good enough, right? That I get a pass. I can continue on. No more theory mode. I can sit down and relax thinking, yeah, I know everything, even though I don't know everything. I think I got Beatrice. I think I got the mystery behind Beatrice mostly covered. I'm about to cry. Kyrie let a relaxed smile rise to her face. The tense atmosphere finally slackened. However, her words had been gouged into Jessica's heart. Oh, 1 second. Didn't fully read her lines. Okay, there we go. I don't know what your love has been like, Jessica-chan, but you have a rival, and neither is willing to back down. You can't let yourself become complacent. If you do, you'll end up like me. Every woman should have one time in her life.
人生で一度殺意を持つべきよ。世界中で母を名乗るすべての女がそうだったと断言できるわ。
Kyrie.
There we go.
だってそうじゃない女は他の女に食い殺されて生涯を嫉妬と後悔の地獄で這い続けるのだから。私はその地獄に18年いた。私は幸運よ。たった18年で恩赦になれた。あの地獄には今も大勢の女たちがいて死ぬまで出られないの。後悔する自分を自らの手で処刑しない限りね。
Was Jessica smiling for a second? Was that like an awkward smile?
なんていうか
Sorry, Jessica.
エールを送るつもりだったのに私ったら脅しすぎたわ。本当にごめんなさい。恋愛なんてもっともっと気楽でいいのよ。恋愛なんて本当に火遊び。誰でも簡単に気軽に遊べちゃう。そして間違えて大やけどした時その傷が生涯残るんだけどね。
Regrets in love will never fade. That was all that Kyrie had been trying to communicate. It wasn't like Kyrie to tell her life story, instead of just saying something like that directly. In fact, her past was a topic she usually avoided. However, Kyrie might have felt as though Jessica deserved to hear. So she might not have murderous intent, oops. Jessica had tentatively brought up the subject of love. Perhaps Kyrie had opened up and told everything, because she had seen the fires of Jessica's determination in her eyes. Oh, she knows! She knows!
じゃあ私はそろそろ戻るわね。
I have a feeling that Kyrie knows. I have a feeling that Kyrie knows that Jessica might be planning on murdering her.
今の話、私たちだけの内緒よ。
With a mysterious smile on her face, Kyrie turned around and prepared herself for the attack that was about to come to her back. I'm sorry.
脅しすぎちゃったかしら。でも脅されて知る地獄の方が100倍いい。そこに落ちた時はもう手遅れなのだから。
Oh no, she's... Oh no, wait, maybe... Oh no, she wasn't planning on killing Jessica. I made assumptions too quickly.
頑張ってね、ジェシカちゃん。
I made assumptions too quickly, sorry, Kyrie.
ややこしそうな恋だけど負けないでね。
That still does not, get you out of my suspect list, but I'm still sorry for thinking that you're about to kill Jessica.
たまには人生の先輩らしく振る舞えたかしら。ん？
Ah, no! No! Oh, no! Oh, she's actually innocent for this situation.
何？ジェシカちゃん。
Oh, no. What the fuck? Yeah! I have the same... I say the same. What? Oh my god! Did I see that again? Holy crap, that was like a Maria face, Jessica. Holy shit! Oh! That was a fist. A windstorm grazed Kyrie's head. It had missed by a hair. Jessica just turned into a cat, holy shit. If Kyrie hadn't twisted her body slightly, that fist would probably have been buried in her face by now. A bitter smile rose to Jessica's face when she saw that her fifth strike had failed to land the kill. Holy shit.
言っとくけど、卑怯者だから不意打ちをしたわけじゃねえんだぜ。わけのわからないうちに一撃で、痛みさえ理解できないうちに終わらせようとしたのに。
I mean, I could add Jessica to the list of suspects, but I won't. No, I don't think she's one. She could be. Let's just see how this goes. She could be added to the suspect list. Stop trying to think of culprits. Stop. Stop.
言ったでしょ？嫉妬の地獄で生きてきたって。
Also, you can strike down on the bingo card. Michael has a mental breakdown. You can strike that on the bingo card. You can put that down.
刺されそうになったことの2度や3度あるんだから。わかるのよ。不意打ちの直前の雰囲気が。
気配で分かったとでも？
それプラス、一番最初の。
Oh, she was aware! Okay, she was aware, so I feel a little bit more better now by thinking that, you know, Kyrie was about to kill Jessica, or that she caught on.
嘘？
だって、ゲストハウスから来て、ジェシカちゃんの部屋で本を取って帰ろうとしたら、ここでこの向きでは出会わないもの。
That's why you're my favorite character, Kyrie! That's why you're my favorite character!
あなたがその嘘をつく必要性について、チェス盤理論で想定した7つのケースの中で、
She flipped the chessboard and knew that Jessica was about to murder her.
最悪のものがこれだったわ。
Oh shit. Prison strength! Oh shit! Telling a hasty lie to Kyrie would only put her on guard. If Jessica hadn't told that lie, her surprise attack would have succeeded.
やるね。さすが、キリエおばさんだぜ。
Yeah, never underestimate Kyrie!
どうして？あなたは最初から私を殺すつもりだったわ。
She knew!
誰でもよかった。
That's right!
最悪だわ。
It was, you were not lucky.
キリエおばさんの話のおかげで吹っ切れた。感謝するぜ。
Don't end this chapter right here! Oh yes, are we getting a fight? We're getting a fight! Yes! Kyrie dodged the punch, placed her hand against that fist, and slammed it against the wall. Ordinarily, being made to punch the wall should have caused Jessica to hurt her own hand, and roll around clutching it in pain. However, Jessica's fist had left what looked like a meter-wide crater in the wall. Damn! Oh, there it is! Instead of a look of anguish after smashing her fist against the wall, Jessica clicked her tongue in irritation at having missed. Damn, I love this image of Jessica. This is gonna be the thumbnail.
すごいわね。さすがクラウス兄さんの子だわ。ボクシングでも始めたの？
Impossible. Jessica is bare-handed. She isn't holding any sort of weapon at all.
抵抗しないで、おばさん。頭一発。痛みなんか感じさせない。
Kyrie tried to look confident, but she couldn't hide her confusion at this unreal destructive force. If that punch had hit, her head probably would have split open like Jessica had said, killing her without any pain.
行くぜ。
Oh shit. Jessica could be the culprit with her Fist of Fury! If Kyrie's kick off the ground and leapt backward had been an instant slower, her gut would have probably been pulverized. Though she had avoided it by a hair. Jessica's left body blow was followed by a terrible tornado-like gust of wind, which blew Kyrie back.
これは夢？私、寝ぼけてる。わけがわからない。
This Jessica looked like the normal Jessica, but something was different. It wasn't human, and common sense didn't apply to it. This had to be some kind of nightmare. Kyrie slowly stood up. Then she looked at Jessica, noticed the several meters between them, and realized just how far that blast of wind had sent her flying.
恨んでくれていいぜ。でも私もキリエおばさんの言うように弾けないんだ。私も自分の声中途半端には終わらせられねえんだ。
Oh my god, this song is so fucking hype!
あなたは何を言ってるの？ねえ、何を言ってるの？何なのよこれは一体。誰か教えて！
Sorry, you won't get any answers. Sorry, Kyrie. You're just unlucky tonight. The air around Jessica seemed to bend like a heat wave. It seemed to be enshrouding her fist. And it seemed as though something like a red magic circle had appeared beneath her feet. Oh, they're getting helped by the demons. She looked like a western demon standing amidst the flames of hell.
炎熱不要、重量不要、鉄鋼不要。
Oh shit. She's going RPG on Kyrie. Each time Jessica muttered. Each time Jessica muttered, her fists were surrounded by a pulsating, sinister red light. Those fists, which were even giving off smoke, surely represented the iron hammers of hell wielded by demons.
さよなら。これは悪夢なのよ。
Kyrie dashed away with lightning speed. Yes, right now, that was her best option. She was smart enough to realize that... Let me get a drink of water real quick. I'm about to throw up. Oh my god. Oh, I talked too much. Oops. 1 second. Let me get a water break real quick. Damn. Prison Strips is a pretty good song, isn't it? She was smart enough to realize that pinching her cheek wasn't the best way to wake up from this nightmare. And by now, this came as no surprise.
ロノイ、
Oh no, man, my man! Come on, where is he? Where's my man? Oh shit, what's going on? When Jessica muttered once more, a blood-red magical barrier blocked off the corridor. Kyrie slammed into it hard and realized that her path of escape had been cut off.
やめてよ、こんなわけのわかんないの。これは悪夢だわ。悪夢なのよ。覚めて、早く。
悪夢だぜ。
Oh, I know what she's about to say.
それが望みなら、す
Yep,
ぐに覚めさせてやるよ。
yep. You're kind of predictable, Jessica, but that's why we love you.
一撃さ。動かないで。
There it is again! I like this image. I really like this image. Like, it goes up there, my favorite CG images, along with the Maria one in episode 4. Yeah. This CG goes up there with the Maria one too, because it shows so much of Jessica's emotions right now. Like, it definitely shows Jessica's determination to kill in order for her love for Canon to be successful. Yes, she is willing to kill in order for her love to be successful. But at the same time, you can tell with her expression, she doesn't want to kill anyone, but she's at her limit's end. The only way for her love to be successful is murder. You can easily tell she doesn't want to kill Kyrie, but she knows she has to in order for her love to come true. Oh man, this image fully describes Jessica's character. She would not murder someone for love, but if that was the last option, she would do it. Although she hates doing it, she would still do it. Oh my god, and she makes herself become a demon to hide from the guilt that she's killing another human life. She makes herself become a demon. Oh my god, that explains the cat eyes. She's become a demon. In order to kill, she has to accept being a demon. Ah, shit, man! Jessica slowly stepped forward towards her, enshrouded in flames. Each time her feet lifted off the floor, boiling steam hung around her footprints. This was a true nightmare. Kyrie clutched her head in her hands, shaking it over and over again.
悪夢なのね。これは悪夢なのね。
Not exactly a nightmare, but this is probably not happening.
お願い、そうだと言って。
Who wrote the script of this game? Is it Featherine? Yeah, did Featherine write this one? Damn, you're a good writer, Featherine.
ああ、悪夢だぜ。
悪夢なのね。悪夢なのね。
私が認めてやるぜ。これが悪夢さ。
認めるわ。これは悪夢だと認める。だから
覚ましてやるぜ。一撃でな。
Oh, wait, Mammon? No, that was not Mammon, was it? Who was that? Fuck! Barrage Coordinator. Wait, was that? Ah, fuck, who's the green-haired one again? Leviathan? Envy? Fuck, was that Leviathan? Envy? Is Leviathan standing up for Kyrie? Is she gonna protect Kyrie from Jessica? Holy shit! Jessica's neck twisted at an odd angle, and she staggered backwards. Her eyes rolled back into her head, as though she didn't have a clue what had just happened. A demon stake was buried at an angle into her forehead. Leviathan! It pulled itself out of her, spun around, then became Leviathan and landed. Yeah, that's not Mammon, that's Leviathan! Oh my god! Is Leviathan protecting Kyrie? The hole up behind Jessica's head spewed blood. Oh! I was not expecting this, man! Hell fucking yes!
悪夢の中だっていうなら、私の悪夢に出てくる友人がいてもいいわよね。
Oh my god!
嫉妬の地獄の友人よ。危機一髪だったわ。ありがとう。
You're welcome!
感謝は早いわ。こいつ耐えてる。
Even though she had taken a deep gouge to the top of the head, Jessica just stood there, convulsing and wide-eyed, and didn't fall over. The blood stopped pouring out of her forehead, and her blank, doll-like eyes returned. Then, she slowly pressed her own palm against the wound in her forehead. There was a sizzle, as though she had pressed a hot iron against it. It was easy to imagine that she was doing this to seal up the wound. If Kyrie did escape now, there will never be another chance.
あいつを倒せる。
無理ね。あいつ大悪魔の誰かと契約してるわ。不死身よ。
それは愛ゆえに。だから不死身なのさ。
Yes!
はあ、愛よ偉大なれ。我らの祝福する者に不死身
この赤い魔法の壁は破れる。
ロノエ様も大悪魔。
Oh,
私じゃ無理よ。
oh, poor Leviathan.
窓から逃げられる。
窓もとっくにロノエ様の結界で塞がれてるわ。
Well, that's to the ground.
すごいわね。恋のために悪魔に魂を売ったわけかしら。
よくもあんな大悪魔たちとこんなにも契約が。
Why not?
妬ましい。
装甲付与。全属性防御。攻撃反応装甲付与。
In response to these words, this time her entire body pulsated with the red light. She had upgraded herself with a defensive power that would ensure Leviathan's attack would never work again.
あいつ何を言ってるの？
She's powering herself up. You gotta watch out, Kyrie.
自己増強よ。エンチャントっていうの。今のあいつは私に二度と貫かせない防御力を持ち、その上攻撃者にダメージ反射する力まで持ってる。もう人間じゃないわ。化け物よ。
なんだ。さっきと大して変わってないわね。
そうとも言う？
最初の時点から勝ち目がないことに何の変化もないわ。
Oh, poor Leviathan.
でももう聞かない。
She's pissed! Jessica slowly lifted the hand that had been covering her forehead. And there was no longer any hole there. The hall was blocked by barriers in both directions, and even the windows were sealed. There was no way out.
そこの部屋の扉封印されてる。
ただの正常だわ。でもただの部屋よ。窓はあるけれどすでに封印されてるわ。つまりは密室、私たちの棺桶ってわけ。
棺桶上等だわ。鍵を開けて。妬ましいわ。あんたにしか開けられないなって。
Leviathan's stake flew about at high speeds, ramming itself into the keyhole into that room. The tip of that stake had become a key. As soon as it was unlocked, the door flew open. What is this room? Huh, what is this room? Is this Colossus' office? Huh. This is... Wait, is this Colossus' room? Isn't this Colossus' room? Both of them fell into the room and quickly locked it. This was probably Colossus' study. You have a bed in your study? Damn! Its soothing furnishings brought about a sense of nobility that Colossus would probably like.
正常なんかしてもあいつは扉を一撃で打ち砕けるわ。キリエは自分で自分の棺桶の蓋を閉じただけよ。
でもね、棺桶の中で私たちにとどめを食らわせたかったら蓋を開けなければならない。
With dim eyes, Jessica tilted her head upon hearing Kyrie's words.
何を言ってんの。その小さな部屋がどうしておばさんを守ってくれると。
確かにこの部屋は密室だわ。私たちの退路はない。でもね、あなただってこの部屋には侵入できないのよ。
Cause I would pinpoint her as the culprit.
それが密室というもの。
Yes! Maybe that's it? It would pinpoint Jessica as the culprit? That's what Kyrie is going for?
何を言っている。そんなちっぽけな部屋のこんなちっぽけな扉一枚でどうして私から逃れたつもりに。
With a confused expression on her face, Jessica looked warily between her own burning fist and the door. Then slowly, she sent that pulsating red light to her fist. She repeatedly enchanted her fist to give them the destructive power for the killing blow.
こんな扉粉々にしてやる。
できるならね、やってごらんなさい。
Responding calmly through the door, which was the only thing separating her from Jessica, Kyrie placed a single index finger on it as if to hold it shut. Jessica slowly raised a fire-wretched demon. Jessica slowly raised a fire-wreathed demonic fist.
さよなら、キリエおばさん。
Wrong limitation. What? What's up with this hype song? What's going on here?
これは
Jessica's foot slammed into the door in slow motion. It was the same kind of slow motion often seen as a special effect at the climax of a movie. However, this was no special effect. Jessica's fist really was slowing down as though it was being sucked in, like a spoon sinking into a jar of honey. That punch was no longer a punch. It was no more than a knock.
嫉妬するのよ、あなたに。私は恋に対する甘えと傲慢から18年嫉妬の地獄を張ったわ。だからあなたが妬ましいの。あなたは私の忠告を受けて恋を成就させて美しい人生を歩むでしょうね。 妬ましいわ。女の一番美しい時間をあなたは私よりも18年も長く過ごせる。妬ましい。
Jessica tried to slam her fist against the door over and over again. However, as soon as her fist approached it, its speed plummeted. What is up with this door? She could barely knock, much less smash the door.
速度不要、瞬発不要、音速不要。
無駄よ、お嬢ちゃん。
砕けろ。
Slow down. With full speed upgrades, Jessica's fists moved at the speed of sound. 1,225 kilometers per hour. However, how long had Jessica been in envy to gain that speed? She had started to envy George and Shannon's relationship about 2 years ago. 2 times 365 equals 730 days. 730 times 24, 1,700, 520 hours. However, she wasn't envious all the time. It only happened when Shannon started going on about George. With Shannon's shift on about 3 days a week, divided by 7 times 3, and it wasn't as though she would go on about George all day long. Her fond support for him would only leave a mark on Jessica for about an hour. So only 1/24 of each day. 10,000, 7,520 divided by 7 times 3 divided by 24, 312 rounded down. The number of hours that Kyrie had been jealous was 157,680. In other words, this was a scant 0.2% of the time that Kyrie had been jealous. Even 1,225 kilometers per hour, the speed of sound, becomes only 2.45 kilometers per hour in the 1/500th world.
あなた、恋も嫉妬も足りないわ。
Even Jessica's sonic fists were no faster than a walking child in Kyrie's world. Jessica ground her teeth, her fist still pressed against the door. If someone could have seen this from both sides of the door, it would have looked as though Kyrie was holding it shut with a single finger.
ねえ、この部屋は密室でしょ。ジェシカちゃんはせいぜいノックをすることはできるけど、まだ私たちには指一本触れることはできない。
I don't understand the power system in this game series, but it's still really enjoyable to read about. Pronove! My man!
何それ。
こうなるとこの密室、ちと厄介ですな。密室殺人を行うのは人間には不可能。それが行えるのは魔法だけです。
But wait, doesn't Jessica have demons magic?
ジェシカ様が真に魔法を理解されない限り打ち破れますまい。
She doesn't understand magic. I guess that makes sense in the terms of Umineko's world.
もはやジェシカちゃんに私を詰めることはできない。やがて時間は進み、私がいつまでも戻らないことに気づいた親族たちが
Big
探
brain!
し始めるわ。
Kyrie, big brain time!
そしてあなたは観測される。魔女も魔法も観測されたら消える。悪夢の時間はもう終わりよ、お嬢ちゃん。
おや、ジェシカがいきなり脱落なんてびっくりだよ。
どうか頑張って愛しのカノンのためにも。
さあジェシカ、愛を信じてどうか奇跡を見せておくれ。
訂正するわ。時間の経過を待つ必要さえない。だってここに内線電話があるんだもん。
Oh, you're getting cornered, Jessica!
もちろん断線なんかしてないわ。私はこの受話器を取る。これが私のチェックメイト。
Ha! I need to use the restroom real quick. I'll be back in a second, but oh my gosh, how's Jessica going to counter this? She's going to counter it somehow. Is she going to believe in the miracle of magic? Well, we'll all figure out in a few seconds. Well, you'll figure out in a few seconds. I'll figure out in a few minutes because I need to pee. I need to go. All right, I'm back. Turn on the camera. Am I recording? Yeah, I'm recording. Oh, jeez, I did not like the way my face looked on the camera, but I don't care. All right, where's Cubit? Cubit, you gotta see this, Cubit.
構築完了。
Oh?
密室殺人。
おや、有効ですな。
Oh, Jessica's counter is here.
浸透付与。打撃伝達。関節こ。
Oh, oops! I didn't mean to double press. Sorry, Jessica. I did to you again. I'm gonna repeat your it loses its impact though, but I'm gonna have her say it again.
浸透付与。打撃伝達。関節攻撃力付与。
That line lost its impact because I double pressed. I'm sorry. I got too excited. Jessica's fist, which was pressed against the door, glowed red, and then white hot. Predator! Oh shit, it's on fire! Jessica didn't even swing her fist. She just kept it pressed against the door. However, Jessica's murder reached inside the locked room. Oh shit! Through the cracks in the study door, through the keyhole, burst the flames of hell! Jessica couldn't see what was happening inside the room. However, even here, on the other side of the door, she could tell that the flames of hell had swallowed the entire room. Oh god. Oh, that's horrifying. Kyrie's smoldering death throes could be heard from across the door. Jessica clearly heard as Kyrie danced a dance of death amidst the hellfire, fell to her knees, and slumped over to the floor. Slowly, Jessica tore her burning fist away from the door.
そんなに嫉妬の地獄が恋しいなら焼かれてろ。嫉妬の炎で永遠に。
That's pretty badass. I'm gonna be honest here, Jessica's being super badass right now.
嫉妬から学ぶものもあるだろうぜ。だがそれは誇るもんじゃねえし義務でもねえ。やっぱりあんたおごってたぜ、キリエおばさん。
Damn.
お見事な密室殺人ですな。
Man, I'm missing Ronove. Ronove, my man.
後片付けを頼むぜ。やがて見つかる遺体が黒焦げじゃあまりに申し訳がない。きれいにしてやってくれるか。
かしこまりました、お嬢様。
Ronove transformed into a gold butterfly and entered Klaus's study through the keyhole. Then, he had to cross his arms and think about how he should even start cleaning up Kyrie's unrecognizable corpse in this room that had ended up as a burning hell. Oh. Yep, she regrets it. Poor Jessica. Jessica finally let out the breath that she had been holding down in her chest. Her normal human glint finally returned to her eyes. And then, she couldn't help but shudder at what she had done. even if it had just been a trial on the game board for the sake of her love.
悪魔ども、これでいいんだろう。
Hopefully my text messages did not pop up on my from my wrist to the camera. Hopefully that did not pop up. Oops. I'll just send a blurb in. It could be somewhat legible. Oh yeah. Oops. Waltz OP34 or OP Lambda Delta. Ooh, I like this song. George welcomed Jessica with crisp applause. God damn it. Beto timidly tried to join him, but Jessica yelled at them and she stopped.
ゲーム版の上の話じゃないか。そこまで悲しむことじゃない。
理屈じゃ分かってる。でもだからって心の整理がつくわけがねえだろ。お嬢様、カノン君、私君のことが好き。諦められないよ。だから示したよ、私の気持ち。
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Jessica, but holy shit! What's the song again? Waltz OP34. Oh my god, is this on Spotify? Hold on, I'm adding this to my playlist like immediately. Holy shit. I love this song. Like, first impression, I already love it. Can I add it to my Spotify playlist? What am I talking about? Okay, hold on. Waltz number 34. I don't think it's on Spotify. Fuck. I found some of the Umineko soundtracks on Spotify. Like, there's some soundtracks of Umineko on Spotify, but I don't know if all of them are on there. Shit, I don't think it's on here. Damn it. No. It's Waltz number 34. Well, okay, Waltz opening 34. It could be a different name on Spotify. I'll look it up later. This is not the time. Not the time, Michael. Not the time.
私間違ってないよね。間違ってないよね。お嬢様。
As Jessica started to sob, Cannon held her quietly, and he realized that he would have to carry on the determination she had shown him.
何も間違ってないさ、君は。そして人の心を残し苦しむことも間違ってない。僕はそういうことに対し少しストイックだっただけの話さ。
Shut up, George! Shut up!
誰もがジョージ様の境地に至れるわけではありません。しかしどうあれ、お嬢様はとにもかくにも試練を成し遂げられた。お見事です。その決意の強さ、敬服します。
そういうことであるな。ジョージもジェシカも見事やり遂げたことは同じだ。あっぱれであったぞ、ジェシカ。今の密室殺人、魔女のわらわも見惚れるなかなかのものであった。
Jessica had used magic to kill Kyrie, who had holed up inside a closed room. In that instant, Jessica had constructed a locked room murder, and it had it acknowledged by the demons and raised it to the level of magic.
これで2人の試練が完了だわ。
さあ、次は誰が挑戦を？
Is it Beatrice's turn? Yeah, it's Beatrice's turn!
ベアトリーチェ様かしら？
Yes! Beatrice time!
いやいや、シャノンかもしれないよ。
Still Beatrice time. I'm sorry I had to say it.
ここはカノンの出番に違いないわ。
No, it's Beatrice time. No, I'm sorry, I should stop.
さあ、名乗り出てほしい。次は誰が試練を？
Honestly, I'm curious. Who would Shannon and Cannon kill, and who would Beatrice kill? I'm curious to see. Will it be random like Jessica, or would it be targeted like George?
魔女がゲーム版の殺人に臆してどうするというのか。臆ても過ぎれば恋を殺すぞ。
Oh? I think Beatrice is gonna do the plunge.
さあ次は
誰が恋の殺人を
Shannon? Is it Shannon's turn? Or is it Cannon's turn? Or is it Beatrice's turn? The three who remain looked at each other. If the other two are going to spend a few more moments hesitating to raise their hand, I'll raise my own hand. I'll raise my own instead. All three thought this at the same time, and they all rose their hands at the same time. So, they all raised their hand at the same time! Damn it, I called it! The ones they loved had already shown their determination. They had to carry on. Oh. Umineko no Nakukora ni Ichiru, Nocturnal Truth and Illusions. Damn. So who's it gonna be? Shannon, Cannon, Beatrice, all at the same time? The fate of those who do not fight. The fate of those who do not... A minute after Justin killed Kyrie? A minute? Well, goodbye, Rosa. Goodbye, Rosa. I'm sorry. Her face looks so sad. Her face looks so sad. It's like she knows she's next. It's like she knows she's fucking next. Her face looks so fucking sad. Like, well, there I go again.
Okay.